Hello dolls, welcome back to my channel. This is Ebony Nikita KK, the Dominican Princess. In this video, I will be sharing with you some common femininity mistakes that you should 100% avoid. These are more so of the misconceptions of femininity. Oh my goodness, if you're currently in your femininity journey, these are great things that you can just clear out of the way so you can have a nice clear path to your dream feminine self. Now, before we begin, I do post every week on femininity, elegance, and homemaking. I would love to see you back here again, so please do not forget to subscribe to me down below. Without further ado, let's chat, dolls. The very first misconception, the very first mistake made about femininity is thinking that suddenly, since you're feminine, you're going to have to be a pushover. So you can't ever stand up for yourself, you can't ever speak out, you can't ever have an opinion. And sometimes I'll see people comment these type of things like, oh, am I just supposed to sit down and look pretty all day and just say nothing? Am I just supposed to be silent since I'm feminine? And honestly, no, you don't have to have just a neutral opinion or no opinion or never chime in. As a feminine woman, you choose your words carefully. You're choosing to articulate what you want to say in a more careful and thoughtful way. So that means no, you don't just say the very first thing that just pops up in your head. You aren't very quick to react. You're slow to speak. You're slow to anger. James 1:19. And that's something that we base ourselves around as feminine ladies. Of course, we all have opinions and we want to voice our opinions at times, our thoughts, but we choose it more carefully. We choose whether or not, you know what, is this a battle that I really want to fight right now? Is it really worth it for me to retaliate? Us as feminine ladies, we do not live in the petty mindset that, oh, if someone immediately just says something sly to us, we have to just clap back at them. That is not how a feminine lady reacts. That is not the way that a feminine lady handles such situations. And that doesn't mean that you have to be a pushover, because when I was growing up, I've always been nice, I've always been sweet, and sometimes that would result in me being a pushover where people would try to take advantage of me. And it wasn't until I was, I think, pretty much a preteen, a teenager, to where I stopped doing that. I stopped because I realized, oh my gosh, me being this way or me letting people walk over me, that doesn't help me in any way. That doesn't lead to anything positive on my end, because it just continues on and on that person's side. And once someone thinks they can walk over you, more people see it, more people do it to you. So I am 100% against the whole entire pushover, feminine woman never speaks up or anything like that. Instead, I have learned to really articulate my words and really be more careful with what I have to say. Be careful when I choose to say it, how I say it, and what I say. And that makes all of the difference. That's what everyone should be doing. But also when it comes to difficult situations, you want to be a bit more strategic. That is something that I have definitely learned. I mean, even if you do have something really great to say or it's a really good point, sometimes you have to take a step back, be a bit more strategic, give it a bird's eye view and see, okay, is this the perfect time to say this? What's up against me? It's those little things that I kind of enjoy because I really love a lot of strategy. Because then once you are more strategic with what you say, you're able to formulate your thoughts in a way that would benefit you. And then along with that, you're still able to maintain your femininity. You're still able to maintain your reputation and build up a good reputation and a healthy habit for yourself. And I do have another video on my channel, how to be soft-spoken and feminine within arguments. If you dolls would like me to expand on those points, give you dolls some extra tips on that, then I would be more than happy to. Just comment it down below. Another mistake that I've seen being made is the thought that you have to have one specific style or you have to dress a certain way in order to be feminine. And I've spoken about this in my past videos. I do have a video on how to dress in a feminine way, how to find your feminine style. But don't think that your feminine style has to be cookie cutter. You don't have to put yourself in a little box of looking feminine, if you will. Now, there are some guidelines that you can follow that would help you achieve that feminine look no matter what your style is. And there are some things that really does help you look a bit more feminine, such as the color scheme, silhouette, everything like that would be very helpful if you're trying to rebuild your feminine wardrobe. But that doesn't mean that you have to stick to the same one style, as in I can only wear floral dresses. But there's not just one feminine style. That's it, and then you're done. You can only dress this one way. If you don't, then suddenly you're not feminine. Now, if you are the type of person who's like, look, I need to be dressed up in a pretty pink dress in order for me to feel feminine, then do it. It's definitely about what suits you, what makes you feel the most feminine and confident. There is definitely the minimalistic feminine style, there is the vintage feminine style, there's the 90s feminine style, there is the classic posh feminine style, there's a preppy feminine style. I mean, we could go on and on and on the different styles that you can really gravitate towards. And let me know if you would like me to dive deeper into the different aesthetics of feminine styles, where I give you those examples, personal style picks from different stores that I love. You guys know I love fashion, and I haven't done a fashion video in a while, so if you're interested, then comment it down below for me. Now, let's say the situation is to where you choose a feminine style, the feminine floral pink dress summer style, and you just fill up your wardrobe and you spend all of the money that you can on having this new style, but in the back of your head you do still kind of like the more sporty feminine style, right? Because you're into athletics, you're into running, and you kind of just threw that all out of the door since you're trying to recreate your brand new self. Well, in a couple of months you may feel like you're not being your most authentic self. You may feel like you're put into a box, like this isn't really you, or you kind of miss your old style. There's something about your old style that you really do admire. Because of that, you may just get tired and you may just say, you know what? I'm done with the femininity journey. I don't fit in. I don't feel like I'm doing it right. I don't feel feminine. I don't feel like I look feminine enough. I don't feel like I'm being my most authentic self. That's something that can seriously happen that would discourage you from continuing on your femininity journey, because you feel like you don't fit in. You feel like, oh, I have to look a certain way because this person looks this way. So for me, I specifically love creating little Pinterest boards of my spring style, my spring and summer style, my fall and winter style. I love doing that because it's different outfit inspirations that really just helps me pinpoint which key pieces I want to add into my wardrobe. So just know that no, you don't have to have the cookie cutter style, you don't have to look a certain way, but the femininity guidelines, if you will definitely help you really just guide you along that journey for your style. That's what the guidelines are for, right? The little tips that I give you, dolls, they're to help guide you along within your femininity journey. Now, you dolls know one of my very, very favorite things to do. It's a part of my lifestyle, and that is pampering myself. It's definitely such an important part about your femininity journey that you learn to love and that you learn to know what works best for you. But here's the thing, take care and pamper the outside, but not the inside. Unfortunately, that does happen to where you're trying to build up your dream self, how she acts, how she looks, what she accomplishes, but you don't nurture the hurt parts of yourself. So of course you want your outside to look pretty, but your inside needs to be pretty too. As in, if you have any past traumas, any past events that has really been hurting you, if you have any weaknesses, any things that you're trying to overcome, you have to figure that out first. You have to handle that first. You have to heal from that first before you can become your dream self, because you don't want it to feel like you're just putting on a mask. You don't want it to feel like you're just putting on a pretty face and then all behind that is a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of bad events, a lot of parts of you that really does need healing. And that's something that's so important, because if you choose to ignore this part, you'll go into your new lifestyle as a feminine woman, or you realize, oh my gosh, I'm feminine on the outside, but on the inside, I'm having a hard time maintaining my femininity. Why? I feel like I'm not doing as well. I feel like I'm failing within my femininity journey, but I look feminine. Well, there's something going on the inside that you have to get to first. Things that you really just harbor a bit of burden inside of your heart, a bit of bitterness with anyone in your past that seems to really just control the decisions and the choices that you make in your future. So that may mean start to journal, start to pray, start to have a mentor. Search for a mentor. It could be someone in your church, it could be someone in your job, your career field, a family friend. Start talking to your loved ones. If it's something that has just bothered you, start talking about it. You don't have to full-fledged just get all the way into it. If you're not yet comfortable to talk more about it, come back in a couple days and talk about it again until you feel most comfortable. Or if you feel like, I've been dealing with this for a while and I have not gotten over it. I just can't seem to get over this. No matter how long that I've talked about it with my friends and my family members, it doesn't matter how many times I've told myself this, but I just really cannot get over this one part of my life, this one thing that happened. It just keeps on coming back to me. Maybe it's time for you to talk to a therapist. And honestly, that's something that's really nice to have. Someone who is unbiased, someone who can just look from the outside in and really help you. Then you'll be able to see the growth within yourself, within your outside relationships, within your accomplishments that you've been able to really succeed in. And then you'll be able to grow and flourish into that woman that you want to become. And it's so important that we do this because that can also really affect our mental health. So I know mental health is like such a common thing now. It's like everyone has problems. Everyone has, everyone deals with anxiety, kind of like, oh my gosh, It's not about victimizing yourself, but it's really about saying, this is something that's really hurt me. This is something that still burdens me. This is something that really bothers me. And I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of dealing with it. I want to move on. I want to grow into a better version of myself. And in order to do that, you're going to have to heal first. And so it may take a couple days, it may take a couple of conversations, it may take a couple of months. Dolls, comment down below what was your favorite tip that I shared with you. Have you ever fallen victim to any of these femininity mistakes? Have you learned from them? Definitely let me know down below. Dolls, if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe to me down below. Again, I do post every week on femininity, elegance, and homemaking. I would love to see you back here again, so please do not forget to subscribe. And also, comment down below what video I should film next, a topic that you dolls want me to discuss. I would love to know, and I would love to film a video on it. Thank you, dolls, once again for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, dolls.